I was working on this bed design and it was taking a while for parts to come due to COVID-19. And so what I wanted to do is make a cupboard and shelving that goes behind it, so that when I rotate this up and have this at its depth, it's nice and sort of flush and hidden, and I get a lot of storage out of it. So let's hide these items. So this is the cupboard scenario that I want to go for. And the first part that I'm going to create is going to be this part, specifically this metal frame. So I laid out all of the steel onto a cutting plan. I'm going to buy 4 times 3 meters of steel, cut them all out, and then weld it all together. And then once I've created that, then I can purchase some plywood and give it some sides, purchase some more plywood and fill in the gaps. And then I'll have a space. How realistic it is.
About what? Sorry?
You know when you like see good art and you're just like, wow, it's so realistic.
See the floor of your van.
Now, did I get my measurements right?
Ta-da!
fit of the length and the height and keeping this flush. It's pretty good. A little bit of a shelf, but it's only temporary. Two. A little bit of chip out still. So that's the videos for the cupboards here behind me. As you can see, they're pretty empty because I haven't started filling them out yet, but they'll get filled out slowly over time. I still need to cover all of these alcoves with some sort of netting to hold items in, mostly clothing, I think. This was the biggest thing I've made so far, and I had to do a lot of experimentation and making decisions and figuring stuff out as I went along. So it took about 5 or 6 days non-stop to make it all happen. And some of the things that I have learned are that it pays to have good tools. Sharp blades help. I just want to say thank you to Matt from Sane Makerspace for helping me get things working, helping me make choices. It turned out better than I expected. Thanks for watching. I hope it was interesting. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.